Hello, I'm Brigantia Blackbird of the Blackbird Grimoire. Welcome back to Pagan Tales. Today we are going to be talking about the god Freyr, if I can get cooperation from my presentation slides. And I wanted to end up the month of September, especially since we're just past Mabon with Freyr, because you really can't discuss the harvest or anything agricultural related without bringing the god Freyr into it. And I thought he would be a nice way to button up the September segment of this series. He is a Vanir god who was adopted by the Asir tribe upon conclusion of hostilities as part of a hostage exchange, and then over time he just became one of them. His parents are Njord and Nerthus. His sister is Freya. His wife is Gerdur, and they have a son together called Fulnir. He has a boar that is called Gornborsti, which means the one with the golden bristles who pulls, not pours, Freyr's chariot. And Freyr is also called Ing or Ying. You'll notice that particularly more so in Scandinavia, specifically the area known as Sweden, where that's going to be a bit more likely. And that's also where I think that's where we had Uppsala, Sweden or Norway. Either way, it is another name that he was known by. So let's talk about his connection to the harvest, which, it's in what way could he not be connected? I mean, the Vanir gods, anyway, they're always tied with, the produce of the land or the animal husbandry or being able to survive off of the bounty of the earth. So it almost feels like we're his connection is just so obvious and it's so all encompassing that picking out these few little points, I don't know, it feels a little bit odd. It feels like it's one of those things that it should just go without saying that of course he's one of the gods we give attention to at this time of year. He is, after all, a god of fertility, agriculture, rain, and sunshine. He is considered the ruler and the bestower of peace, whether internally or amongst different peoples. He's a patron of married couples. Freyr's blessing can be sought at every stage of the agricultural cycle, but I think the harvest is indeed a time to render him particular honor because it's the culmination of all the work, including that of his own energy that he has infused into that process. And divine blessings go a very long way towards promoting abundance of the earth and enriching human life. And that's something that in our technological world and in our more atheistic, secular kind of world that we completely lose track of. But just because we're not consciously aware or appreciating something doesn't mean that it has ceased to exist. It just means that, well, we're being blind, hubristic humans who probably should have a little bit of an attitude correction in this matter. Of course, every year, the fruitage of the earth, it is the consequence of divine ordering, human effort, and the weather cycles combined. And when Freyr is honored at this time of year, it's acknowledging not only the role that he has played, but also the necessity of the gods in playing their parts in vital natural cycles. Like all the gods, Freyr does play his role to keep the universe turning, and if he didn't, life would end. I think that we forget about that the reason why the natural order exists, the reason why it is reliable, the reason why we have these cycles that we can track along with our own contributions and what the world itself is doing is because of that divine ordering of the universe. That stops, we stop. So, blessings of peace. It's much easier to keep agriculture and indeed all industries that agriculture makes possible going during times of peace. If people are under constant attack, they suffer losses of population through war, or they have fewer resources, they are less likely to thrive or even survive. And it's notable that Freyr is not known for being a warrior. I mean, yes, he did have that divine sword that essentially could fight for him, but it was not, the source of the excellence was from the sword. It was not Freyr himself. Freyr's function was ensuring that daily life could continue. And that's why he needed that sword to do the fighting for him in order so that he could carry on with his necessary work. And why it's such a big deal in the mythology when he gave up that sword in order to marry his wife. Now, the greatest blessings of life that life has to offer, they are best enjoyed during times of peace and prosperity. Sometimes it is necessary for peoples to fight because someone else is being aggressive, because they were attacked, because there's a struggle over resources, whatever it is. Sometimes these things inevitably do occur. But one shouldn't lose sight of what the point of the fight is to end the conflict so that peace can be restored and prosperity again becomes possible. It's also a reminder not to seek out unnecessary conflict, specifically because of the damage that it does. So, a few of Freyr's correspondences with the zodiac, he's associated with Capricorn, the celebrations of Imbolc or Charming of the Plough, Astara, Beltane, Letha, Midsummer, Summer Solstice. I don't care what term you use, it's referring essentially to the same feeling of what's being celebrated. Lunasa, Freyfraxi, Mabon, Samhain. Essentially, every spoke of the Wheel of the Year, you can actually involve Freyr with good reason. Some of the runes tied with him are Awaz, Fehu, Ingwaz, and Yura. The number one, the trees are the ash and elder. The urban garden is gorse and ivy. The animals, the boar and the horse. And he has the powers of beginnings, defense, fertility, happiness, light, the magic of the runes, marriage, peace, pleasure, prosperity, protection, travel, and weather. And this brings us finally to offerings we might give to Freyr if we decide to focus on him just now. Perfumes or colognes, wines, dark beers, mead, chocolate, mirrors, incense, candles, jewelry, pork, produce from the garden, and of course your own handicrafts. And that does it for Freyr. And that does it for our harvest deities of of pagan tales. Next month, let me consult the schedule. Pagan tales is going to be focusing upon deities that have strong associations with the underworld. So, we're going to be taking a look at the shadow of life, which is death and the afterlife. We're also going to be talking about learning to better manage our fears and understanding the role that fear really has, and what we can actually learn from the monsters in various stories. There's a lot coming up in October, not only in Pagan Tales, but in the rest of the content. And I hope you enjoy it. And I hope once we get through all of that, you'll be in a better position to really manage this difficult aspect. You'll be in a better position to accept about how death will is the natural flow from life, and to have a little bit more faith in life in its due course flowing back from death. To learning how to better manage fears and understanding the nature of fear. So. Uh, I don't know. I hope it'll be a good time. But I think that will definitely do it for this video. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye for now.